Okay. So good morning.
Good morning.
So I just overview the workshop again. So yesterday we did on the right to education of person with disability and self advocacy for and disability awareness, and we touched a little bit on the transition focused education. So today we're going to go deeper on the transition focused education. So yesterday, you learned a lot of the about the CRPD. Do you know what CRPD is? Do you have any idea?
Jadi yang meaning itu.
Hello.
Artinya. Do you listen? Do you hear us?
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Yes. Convention something. So it's a person with disability, right? So every country who signed to ratify it, they need to report to the UN, to the committee of CRPD. So your country as well, you need to report that. So they're going to come and collect information from you. So this is important that if you link your curriculum, that they're going to ask you why you have the this curriculum in the inclusive. You're going to discrimination or segregate student. You're not inclusion. So you need to keep. I think if you understand. I saw your curriculum that your curriculum is can meet the need of the CRPD. But you need to understand that you need to explain that why you create this curriculum. But I think you can do best for your country. But you need to keep the you need to try to explain them. So every country they will asking about that because they would like to know. Yeah, and the other things else, I think the self-determinations, choice making, self-advocacy, they're very, very important that we need to embed in your curriculum, because but your question yesterday, you're asking about how are we going to teach our students about the choice making or self-determination or self-advocacy. So you start your program when students turn, what year is it? You have 5 years, right? You start when students turn, how old are they when they go into your program?
Primary or secondary?
The kid need to finish primary, right?
Yes.
So you can start. You need to work with the regular curriculum that you can add that expanded core curriculum to help those kids before they enter in this in PVP. So we need to start early. So maybe not just standard your country curriculum. It's not enough. You need to find out and create more. We used to call that specific curriculum, specific disability curriculum. Now they change to be expanded core curriculum. That means the curriculum that expanded from the core curriculum from your country. So for each disability, they have different. Maybe some content is the same, but some is different. You need to find out different. Like for the blind, they need to learn about the O&M, orientation and mobility, how to use the white cane, how to move around. So how to familiar with how to oriented with their environment. So for the kid with autism, they need to learn about how to better communication, better communicator. So you might think about work with the Ministry of Education to create more expanded core curriculum for each disability, but not the make in my country. Sometimes they make their own curriculum for different disability, not expanded core curriculum. So you need to think about that to help your student before they enter in your program. So
Actually thought about it
yeah,
so much.
yes,
It was not,
yes.
rejected. The idea was rejected.
I cannot hear you, please.
The idea for the expanded co-curriculum has been rejected. Was rejected. Worried. My question, Dr. Samad, my question, can we combine visual impairment curriculum with other disability curriculum because of the reason is because of the same domain, like a daily living, communication, social skill. Can we combine with other disability curriculum?
Yeah, this is very important. You know, those skills very important for the student. But every country in the world, in this world, they have a problem with time limited, because they need to study the core curriculum. Sometimes they create sometimes they integrate that I call expanded core curriculum into the every subject. But sometimes they create the they call the outreach program to train those student when they have like a school vacation. They have a camp and they train their student on this special skill, or they might have some class, special class, maybe after school program to teach those kids to the needed students. Yes, but very important. Not only the student in your program, every student in the school with disability, they need the specific disability curriculum or expanded core curriculum. Yes.
Yeah, we do agree with that. We do have we have actually drafted it. I mean the visual impairment section have actually drafted it. But then it was suggested that that is no longer needed. So we need your help in terms of convincing our leaders about the importance of this expanded core curriculum, especially for specific disabilities. Especially visual impairment. We need your help.
We can actually.
We have actually drafted it. We've actually drafted it, Dr. Samad.
Well, can I add a little bit?
Yeah.
Well, the core ideas of expanded core curriculum is to support, to help the student successfully in common core curriculum. So particularly in inclusive settings, if you are a student going to inclusive school and they need to take too many classes. So for those who have visual impairment, hearing impairment, physical disabilities, again, each student have different needs. So the expanded core curriculum is to provide support and additional teaching techniques or activities that allow or enable students to be successfully, for those who are blind, they need O&M training. For those who are hearing impairment, they need probably reading lips. or sign language, something like that. So it's additional thing that you need to add to your student to have enough skill to be able to access to the common core curriculum. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a strategy.
So you can go. I have a good resources. You can take a look. You can go to the perkins.org. It's a Perkins School for the Blind.
Yeah,
yeah.
we have the visual section has actually they have started doctorate. I think it's 50%.
It's
Yeah, we're actually doctorate.
hello.
Yes.
Can you speak it again? Because there has many voice came in. So yeah.
No, for the expanded core curriculum that has been drafted by the visual impairment section.
Yeah.
We're actually doing it, but not yet completed.
Okay.
But then the idea was rejected. The idea was rejected. Nobody sees that it is important. It is particularly important for students with visual extended core curriculum. So we have to do this, we have to do this in terms of, fighting for the students.
ตอนนี้ได้ยินชัดไหมฮะ
Share this with you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was suggested. It was even suggested that the curriculum for the blind is compiled together with other students with other disabilities. Core curriculum. Yeah. It's actually all in one. That's what they want us to do.
Okay. Dr. Kani, can you respond that? I'm not clear I hear not clear.
Can you say it again? Because I'm trying to looking for the expanded core curriculum links and send it to you. Can you
Is the problem? The problem is I heard that somebody that denied it, right? If I'm not mistake, right?
Yeah,
if I hear that correct, yeah. So we need to work with the family to make your voice stronger.
No, we
Talk
need to
and
work.
very important. Work with the person with disability organization. So we work with them, and in our country we have them in our National Committee on the Education for Person with Disability. So we work with them and they have a strong voice.
So what is the problem? The problem is the students were denied from the inclusive school.
No, not that.
No, the idea of the ECC was denied, right?
Oh, the idea of ECC
if I heard correctly.
Yes, you're right.
So, well, actually the ECC expanded core curriculum, I think it's similar to Thailand or many countries. If you say something like, I want to bring the new ideas or new things into the school or into the policy, a lot of people tend to reject because they don't want to change, right? As the educators, as the policymakers, or people working for people with disabilities or for the education, I think, technically we can we don't need to talk directly about we will change. We will let you using expanded core curriculum, but instead we can say well, if the students are not able, for example, the blind student cannot study well in the inclusive school, I think what is the problem? Okay, the big problem, one of the problem might be the student cannot walk around, cannot be independent in the inclusive school. They need to ask for assistance every time to walk from building to building, from building to a restroom, to the cafeteria, to the library, blah, blah, blah. So because the blind student cannot be independent in the school, so that, we think that they are not successful. So we can say like, well, we will teach them how to be independent. So using white cane or echolocations or, any techniques that the blind student can be independent and walk by themselves in the school. This is part of expanded curriculum because we are teaching them O&M, but we are not telling people that we're going to use expanded curriculum. We don't tell them that we're going to change their idea or their practice, but we just, infuse into daily practice. I think this is
So-
our job in the society that people don't want to change.
But let me explain that the core curriculum is very important. But in my country, we have a special school. So the kid with special need or kid with disability, they'll get the expanded core. I can say ECC in the school. But in the inclusive setting, I think we have a same problem. You cannot force the school to have the this kinds of curriculum, because we expect that the teacher, I mean the regular teacher, they need to focus on their subject and they need to make their best. Yeah, but the thing that we can do that, you can work. I don't know. You have the special education department in the Ministry of Education. If you have worked with them and create this curriculum, yeah,
We are.
yeah,
We are working.
you are, yeah, okay.
Yes.
You can
All
create.
officers
You
of
can.
special.
Okay, you can working with the parent group and organize person with disability organization and create this curriculum together. And you don't need to force the school to teach this curriculum, but you have to create make the I mean you don't need to force the school to teach those skill or curriculum. So you can work with them to find some time out of the maybe the after school or when they have the school break or in the school vacation. You create a camp or work with your partner to teach those skills to your student. You cannot and then when they go back to the classroom, they can use those skills. So I don't think it's a good idea to force the mainstream school to create on their own this curriculum or to force them to teach, because they need to focus on the. So in my country, in the inclusive setting, we call the resource teacher. Resource teacher, they go to the mainstream school and they teach, they pull out the student to teach those skills to the student. And we try to we have a special education center when they have on the school break. Our special education center is still open, so they come and teach those skills to the student. And we are luckily for the blind students, we have a lot of the school for the blind, so they've been taught on those curriculum skill already. And anyway, they need to learn more. So we have a resource teacher to go to the school and help them. So in fact, you don't need to force the school, but you work together, maybe find some time to teach them. Okay. Are you clear? Okay. If you clear, we talk this topic later. Before we go back, go to the yesterday activity. You remember? You imagine that you're going to live in Thailand forever next year.
Yes.
I will come back later.
Okay. I did.
Okay. Can you see this slide?
Yes.
How it's make it bigger. I will send you the slide. If at the end of today, I will give you my email address, and then you can mail it to me, and then I can send you the all the slide. Okay, you see this picture? Let me very impressed. I try to analyze your program PVP with the ecological education framework. It's very good. You put the student in the middle, in center. You use a student center approach in the middle, you see, and you have the person very close to the student is a teacher and the family and everything that happened in the classroom, curriculum and instruction. And you have the IEP team. You also in your program, you have the training for your teacher to equip them with initial skill needed to teach students with special need in the PVP. So you have a teacher training program. So you work with the, I don't know, in my country we call the teacher college, and you have the inclusive policy very strong. So you don't have a special school. Every student need to go to the inclusive setting. So you in your program you have the transition from school to work. They're very important, and you have a 28 secondary school involved in this program, and you monitor by the special education unit. This is very practical, and I think it should be the model for our region. And when you look at the your curriculum aim that successful adult, discipline and competitive, good self-esteem, independent, an education plan, individual education plan, functional, basic, vocational, and basic work skill, preparation for job ready. Maybe we need to rethink about that. This should be the aim or not, an educational plan. But anyway, they're very good when we analyze with the ecological education framework. Very practical, and should be the model for our country, our region. So when you look at this curriculum, PVP, I think that you look at our student, a student with disability. We are not the same like a regular student or typical student. So your education that go beyond the basic subject that your country standard require, I think they're very good. but you're still teaching in the academic, but you're going to teach in functional. How they're going to use their knowledge in their daily living. I think, and you also have the vocational support. You have a social skill. You have the independent living, and I think that very good model for our region. That is very. I would like to share my thought on your curriculum. And what do you think? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Very impressive on your curriculum. So if you don't have anything, that we go back to the imagine that you imagine that you're going to go to Thailand.
Yep.
Yeah, you see that like a need assessment. You know what is a need assessment? Now you assess yourself, right? You know that what are you currently ready? What skill, what knowledge, what support that you have now, what the budget that you have. If you want to go to be the cook, to be the chef in Thailand, your skill and your skill that needed skill to be the chef, a better chef. You think that enough or not? If you're not enough, your end, what is your end goal? You want to be the better, or that is a gap. Those is a gap. Your skill, your knowledge, and that is your money. If you need 1 million, and now you have 10,000. This is a gap that you need to if you do the investment in Thailand in next year. So those are gap that you need to make your needs assessment. So we're going to go deeper. So this is when you work with the student. So I think the same idea when we talking about the transition focus education, when we developing the curriculum. Into this today, we're going to I'm not going to touch much on your curriculum because I feel perfect to me, but we try that to create the curriculum for like an individual curriculum that you can translate your curriculum, and after you done this activity with us, you will be able to identify that you can go back to visit your curriculum and look at, and you might see some some gaps that you want to fill in your curriculum as well. So this is going to be like you try to create, like when we doing a needs assessment, we try to get as much as information from the person who going to use this curriculum, and all the stakeholder who get involved with this curriculum. So if we do this individually and we do many students, you can generalize to your curriculum. So do you have any question for yesterday activity? I cannot hear that.
No question, doctor.
Yes. No question.
have-
Okay, you don't have it.
For now.
You raise the money, huh? But you poor question, huh? Okay. Now we're going to talk about the transition focused education. Before that, I'm going to show you the concept of transition. You make you understand that I'm going to use only 3 fundamental questions. Actually, you can go to any website to learn about the transition. Very easy. And the good thing of the transition is very flexible. You can bring that idea and create that meet your needs. And I think very useful you can use for like when you access student for developing the IEP, developing the transition, and even though we're going to use them to develop the student curriculum. So the 3 fundamental questions, that the first one, you see the what is the student? Where is the student? Sorry, where is the student? Like yourself, where is what is where are we, what's our current ready, right? Where is student now? And what is the student want to go? You want, like if you compare yourself, imagine yourself, I would like to go to work or stay in Bangkok next year. So where is student want to go? So we need to find out. And how does the student get there? How are you going to be able to work or stay forever in Thailand? The same question, only 3 questions. Where is student? Where is student want to go? And how does student get there? So we need to make a dream. So you need to make a dream for yourself. We need to make a dream for the student. For yourself, you can make your dream on your own, but for the student, especially student with severe, you think who's going to help you to make a dream for a student?
Family.
Family, yes.
Yes.
If the student high function, they can help you to make a dream. You need to coach student and family members to think about the goal for life after PVP or after the high school. Actually, the transition plan that in the first version in 1997, they want every student with a disability to have their first transition when they turn 14 years old. But now in 2000, they use 2004. They said that students need to have the first transition plan in their when they turn 16 years old. So in this program, you have only 5 years. The kids just finished from the primary school. So you need to, when they come in to your program, you need to find out after the PVP, PVP, where they want to go. So we need to find out, work with the family and student. After the, if you work, the second thing you need to identify the needs is post-school services and support. When the kids go out to school, when they finish the school, then what kinds of need and support service that they're still using. I believe that all of your students now, they get some kind of support and service from the some agency, different agency, like if they have the medical issue, if they have the they need the social support, or they need the many things that they might need if they want to go to work, and they might need the support from the labor Ministry of Labor or labor agency, whatever. So we need to make a link between after they finish the school, link with the student and their families. So when they leave the school, or the third thing that after we done, we have to decide our school education, or to ensure that student will gain the skill. I'm going to talk with a lot of hard skill and soft skill, and the competencies needed to achieve their desired goal. Like you have an academic, you have a career, and you have extracurricular instruction and activities. So that thing that we call the transition focused education. So that's all the idea that we're going to do in these 2 days. How we're going to decide the curriculum for our students by using the transition focused education. Do you have any question?
Dr. Samad,
Yes.
last night I did email to SEAMEO about the question that you asked yesterday.
Yeah.
I did ask some question, and then it is related with what you said just now. You did mention about senior students, how to get the curriculum, and then you need to identify first, and then or ask the parents about their skills, right? And then I did ask.
Can you come closer, please?
Tutup mic. Last
Yeah. It's better.
Last night I did email to SEAMEO about the question that you gave us yesterday.
2021 to
The activity about Imagine in 2022 and Clear and Muddy Activity 1. I have question at Clear and Muddy Activity 1. The question is, write one thing that is muddy or unclear. So my question is, what is the best way to target IEP or program objective for CBS students? As you said just now, for the CBS students, the teachers need to know what kind of skills they want to target for the students, right? Okay, and then if the teachers need to observe what kind of checklist that can be used, or is it enough if the teacher just asks the input from the parents?
You mean a severe student, right?
Yes, as you said just now, for the severe students, the teachers need to know what kind of skills to achieve for the students. So I just do you have example of checklists that can be used for teachers to observe the students, or that can be used for parents to share to teachers?
Yeah, I will do that. I think tomorrow we're going to do the ecological assessment approach. So we're going to work together, and we have a technique. If you look at the worksheet number 2 that we're going to use tomorrow. So that all the technique that we can find the skills and the needed of the student in their environment, in the real life of the students. So we can access from their real life. We call the real life assessment. So we can, even though we work very good for the student with disability, and we work more better with a student with a severe disability. Yeah, we can talk about on tomorrow. Is this okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, if you don't have any question on the transition focus, I will go to the concept of transition focus. If you remember, Dr. Khanis said yesterday about the idea on the model of the disability model. He talking about have been talk about the social model and medical model. So the same thing at the concept of transition focus education represent a shift from disability focus. Sometimes you can hear like a WHO, they call the deficit driven model. We can call the deficit driven program to education, to an education and service delivery approach based on ability, option, and self-determination. I think this transition focus concept, transition education focus education concept. Well, we change the idea. So when we create our curriculum or our program, we need to use student ability based on their ability and option and self-determination. We not based on their disability. So on this 3 days, we try to lead you to we talk a lot on the student strengths. We're going to develop our program on their strength, on their ability and option and self-determination. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
No.
No. Okay, proceed.
No.
No.
But yes, because I lost. Okay, before we get started, now we almost 30 minutes where we just get started. Our activity, I just remind you that our philosophy is, when I was in Perkins, my professor, Dr. Barbara McClatchy, they always teach me that if the end of the education, whatever student who is student with disability or not, they have 4 things. Same thing, every path, education path to the end of their our student. It's 4 things: to live, to love, to work, to play. Yeah, to live is mean from the from their wake up until they go to the bathroom, to the bed. They can do work. They can do by themselves. To love, they can make a friend. They can get along with other. They have a special friends. And to work, and now we are doing to work to help our students to be able to work. And the last thing is to play. Everybody need to go when you have a free time. Everybody like to go to the movie, to see the concerts, to do something that they like to go to sightseeing, to shopping, to listen to the music. So everybody has the same thing, that these are common needs of everybody: to live, to love, to work, to play. So our philosophy on this today, we're going to this is going to be our scope to talk. And to develop that, to develop the curriculum for, develop a functional curriculum for students with special need in secondary level or in PVP. We are going to run with the key question: what is in our mind, in our end in mind? So like if you have you ever heard about the backward design? So what is in your mind? What is the at the end of the PVP? What would you like to see? And so what tasks and job do people with SEN in your program? You have autism, you have Down syndrome, you have a CP, you have a learning disability do well in. And what skill do we train students with SEN to achieve his or her goals? And how do we access this skill? And how do we train to achieve these goals? But when we look at your program, I have one question. You have a qualification for your student to enter your program that they need to have some degree of the cognitive intellectual disability, right?
Yes.
Yes, right. How about the?
Yes.
I'm curious. How do you define the learning disabilities
How do you define disabilities untuk student?
in your country? In your country?
Actually, before they join the program Bravo, they will
Yeah.
be assessed by our psychology education by
Yeah.
using their assessment tool.
Yeah. But I know that. But what is mean a learning disability in some country the learning disability, but now they used to like people who dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, we call the learning disability, but now they change to the specific learning disability. So I'm just curious that when you use the word learning disability, what you define for the learning disability?
For dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, those are the students we identify under learning difficulties, specific learning difficulties, not learning disabilities.
Yeah, not this group, right?
No.
Oh, okay. So this is very important when if you're doing a report to the Ministry of Education that your program, we have a student with autism, we have a Down syndrome is no problem with our ID, intellectual disability is no problem, but CP, cerebral palsy, and learning disability, you need to clarify to them that who are they? They have some kinds of cognitive problem. So you need to define clarify this to those students that they need to have some kinds of cognitive and okay. I think I clear. Okay, our in mind with training and support, student with SEN can live, love, work, and play. So that's our end in mind is to live, to love, to work, to play. So what kind of training and support that in PVP need to have? So
Yeah, he probably has a problem with the internet connections. So he trying to connect with us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What is your questions? While waiting for him, I just wanna give a brief summaries of your previous questions about to identify the needs of students with severe disabilities, right? Your question is like, is it enough to ask just parents? I think Dr. Samad will introduce you with this called person-centered planning. It's ideas of mapping the needs of the student, particularly for those severe disabilities. The idea is that, in daily living, even the students with severe disabilities, they are living with not just only their parents. They probably spend time with their friends, with their neighbors, with the teachers, or someone else. So the idea is to bring those people joining together to help identifying the student needs. Because the thing is that when the students stay with their parents, they might behave on this way. But when they stay with their friends, they might behave in different ways. And staying with teachers or psychologists or neighbors or whoever, their behaviors may be different. So we want to look at the different behaviors in different settings and situations, because like we know that students with severe disability, they might not be able to tell us directly what their needs are, what their strengths are, or what their weaknesses are. So we might need to ask from different people, exposing them in different times and different places, so that you will get a lot of information from different people, meeting them in different situations. Yeah. So yeah, any more questions or sharing while waiting for Dr. Sama?
Any question? Tell us about the blind school in Thailand.
Mhm.
Are they doing the vocational skills or
For the blind school in Thailand now, we have 2 public blind schools and about 15 blind schools in Thailand.
if
Yeah, basically, what we are doing for the blind school is a little bit different from other um, this special schools, because our goals in the blind school, yeah, particular I used to stay in the school for the blind. So our goal is to support, to help the student to go to the inclusive school. So they might spend some years, like grade 1 to 3, for skill population preparations, to be ready for going to inclusive school. Our ultimate goal is to send them to inclusive school, but we also still now have a lot of students with multiple disabilities, kind of like they have visual impairment, and then they have the physical disabilities, intellectual disability, autism, hearing impairment, at least 2 kind of disabilities. So we are extending the grade level, particularly you might have heard about CFBT, the Christian Foundation for the Blind. Now we are also have the vocational college for the blind, or I think he's come back, but probably on the iPhone. So
yeah.
So you meant
Dr. Samad, are you with us?
Yeah, but so I use my
iPhone.
iPhone?
yeah, but my
So what happened with your laptop or your iPad?
iPad, yeah.
So are you able to use your presentation?
Pardon?
Are you able to present your slides?
Yeah, I don't think so.
So please be patient, and while waiting for the slide, if you have a questions, again, I will keep responding to your last questions about School for the Blind. Yes, in in addition to preparing students to be in the inclusive school. We do have the vocational college for the blind now to make sure that for those who prefer, I will say prefer, because some of them are still able to study in the inclusive school, but for some reason they decided to study in the special vocational school for the blind. Oh,
So
I
what
think,
type?
sorry, go ahead.
What type of vocational they're doing? They like.
Now, as I know, in the vocational school for the blind, we are offering 2 or 3 majors program. First is about the music and arts, focusing on particular for the local instruments like strings, and what else? I'm not quite sure, because it's located in northeast of Thailand. And the second measures that they have so far, it's about technology and management. And what else? We try to have the massage therapies for the blind. Yeah, it's, as I know, so far we have 2 or 3 majors. It's under the supervision of CFBT. It's a private vocational college for the blind, but it's for NGO, so it's free.
Dr. Kenneth?
Yes.
So when you said just now, before the student go to the inclusive school, they go to the special school, right, to learn all the, in a way, like the ECCE, isn't it?
ECC?
ECCE.
You mean just student with visual impairment, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know, there are 2 tracks, as I know, particularly even by based on my experience. So I used to stay in the CFBT, but I never participate. I never be in the school for the blind. I just stay there and study in the inclusive school. So now there are 2 tracks. First, for those who are ready, who are okay, so you can stay. They can stay with their parents and go to the inclusive school in their local communities. Or second, they can. Yeah, give me one. Give me 1 second, Dr. Sama.
Okay.
And then for another choice, they can go to the school for the blind, get preparations, and then they can go to inclusive school later on when they are ready. Yeah, but for those who are ready, in the beginning, they can stay with their families and go to the inclusive school nearby their communities.
Okay.
Welcome back, Dr. Samad.
Yeah, sorry. Because it's raining at my home. Yeah. So while we're waiting, I have a.
Oh, you are a host now. You can share your screen.
Okay. You just imagine that you need to prepare a group of teachers for run a marathon. Yeah. You know the marathon, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And what would you want to know in advance to help prepare for the marathon running?
What do you need?
Right. What would you want to know in advance to help prepare for the marathon?
Distance. I'm not sure.
Distance?
Yeah, distance.
What else?
Obstacles.
Obstacle.
What?
Distance. Obstacle.
Oh, sorry. Dr. Sama, would you like me to show your slides, or you want to
Yeah,
make
I think
on
it's
your own?
coming already.
Okay.
So actually, you can show my slide. If any problem, we can. Yeah, it's better, huh?
Okay, would you like me to do now, or you gonna try first?
Yeah, you can do now.
Okay.
But it's okay. They call what is assessment, the group discussion, right? Imagine you need to prepare a group of the teacher for running a marathon, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. What would you want to know in advance to help prepare for the marathon running? It's a group discussion. Give you 1 minute. Huh?
Oh, 1 minute.
Yeah. Okay, I can see now. Huh?
Okay.
Health conditions.
Health condition.
Mm.
Yeah, it's good one.
Yes.
It's good one.
Distance.
And what else?
Distance.
Distance. Yeah, it's good.
Apanya?
The route.
Route. Yes. Oh, it's good. So anybody is a marathon runner here?
Wow.
Oh, it's good. What else? What else we need to know?
The reward.
Huh?
Reward.
Participate.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Reward.
Rewards. Wow.
Yes.
Reward, huh? You get gold medal. Okay, it's a good one. We need to think in advance.
Probably disabilities. If some teachers have some sort of disabilities,
Yeah. Yeah. it's
special
good.
needs requirement.
Yeah.
Accommodations, right?
They need a guide runner, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is okay. Let's go to see. Can you change the slide, please? Next, please. Yeah. You need to know how far, right? How much time do we have to finish? The level of the experience do the teacher have? How much you need to pay for the fee?
Yes.
And
Much.
does everyone have the equipment, shoes, running clothes, or will we have food or water? Does anyone has a medical issue, like you said, they have special needs? What if there is an emergency? So this is that we need to know in advance when we try to do something. So next slide, please. So what is the need assessment? Imagine again, if you want to develop a new curriculum, what would you want to know in advance to help you develop the curriculum?
For whom is the curriculum?
For the student.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't put my earphone. Huh?
Oh, you could not hear them.
Okay.
It's better, yeah.
Yeah, I can hear better now. What would you want to know in advance to help you develop the curriculum?
For whom is the curriculum?
What?
For who?
Yes,
Targeted audience. Hello?
Hi,
Hello?
I can hear you. Yeah. What would you want to know in advance to help you develop the better curriculum?
Target audience.
Okay, good.
Awareness for the curriculum. The
ability of the students, audience,
Yeah, you know your student, right?
needs,
and the
Needs.
teachers.
there's something strength,
Teacher.
Resources.
Yeah, resources. Yeah, it's good, very good. Huh? That's why your curriculum will come out very nice. So next slide, please. You might need to know about who are the students, what is their current ability, how much time do we have, and what skill do the student need by the end, what
Yes.
the educational context like, right? And will we need new materials? We have already, or we need to create a new material? And who going to do the writing the new materials? What is the assessment process, and what are the constraints on the process? What any barrier that you might have, and time or budget or any can constrain your process. And this is all that when we develop the curriculum that we need to know in advance. Like you want to go to the Thailand, what skill, what your current ability? If you want to cook, to be a better cook, a better chef, what now is your current ability? And if you want to do better, so by the end, before you go to Thailand, how you need to have more ability to be able to cook. Maybe if you can cook tom yam, you have more customer, huh? So we need to know in advance when we develop curriculum. Next slide, please. So needs assessment is a figure out what you need to teach and how you can effectively teach it. Yeah, this is why we need to do needs assessment. So I'm not going to go deep in the need assessment, but we try to bring you go along to all the our process or activity that help you understand the need assessment. Next slide, please. So the need assessment, Dr. Grave, she recommended we need to involve the right people. Yeah, who is the right people? And when we develop if we going to develop the curriculum for our student, right?
Yes, students.
Family, right? And teacher. Yeah, and post the right question. Very important. Maybe when we do needs assessment, we need to get more and useful information. So we need to post the right questions. Very important. And I think the post the right question. You guys is you are psychologists. You are very good on the question, and you're very good on the listener. Good listener. I hope that use the right instrument to collect the information and analyze the data, and analyze and interpret the data is very important. So we're going to go through that and construct, and you use that those information to construct the curriculum. This is all the process that Dr. Grave she recommends. I think there's a good one, so an easy one. Do you have any question so far? No. Go to next slide, please. So one thing that I would like to share, the foundation that when we work with the student, even work best with a student with a severe student, like a student with autism. They not easy to get along with other. They don't play with other. They don't want to play with the teacher. But when I was working with in a school and in the special education center, I can say that I will work well with those students because I have three things in my mind that I try to building trust or trust building. So make them trust me first. If you want to work with the student with severe or autism, building trust very important before you making doing any activity with them or teach them or access them. So you need to building trust. I have one of my experience. We have one student. Then they don't want. He didn't want to go to the classroom. Every day he come to the center. They just stay in the playroom. One day I walked to the playroom and I saw him play with his friends. They're using the gun like pretend the cowboy. They shooting the gun by using his hand. I think this he might not be the autism because he can pretend he can yeah, he can act like a cowboy and shooting the gun with a friend. So I walk in front of the door and I shoot with him. I use my hand as the gun and I shoot him, and then he look at me, and then I walk away, and then I come back again and shoot him. Only 3 times he shoot me back. So we pay the same thing. We talking the same thing, same topic. So I try to bring myself to the same level with him and play the same thing. Start with what he likes, and then we become a friend, and then I brought them to the classroom, and I found that he not the autism. So after that, 2 months later, I can train him and bring them to the inclusive school. I think that I use this strategy every time when we're working with the kid with severe and autism. So just follow if you haven't heard about the every move count, you can find out and read this book. Very useful for the teacher. Every move count. When student rocking and do something, some self stimulation. First thing we just talk when we want to talk with somebody. We need to know what they like to talk about, what the topic that they want to talk. Then we talk with them with the same topic, so we become friends. If your friend want to talk about the COVID-19, but you want to talk about the something else, so the friendship never will happen. So we need to find out what they like and what the topic that they're going to talk. He's going to talk about. So we just follow their move, their topic. So after that, they will follow us if they trust us. So the first thing we need to make building the trust first. When we don't push them do anything. We have one case. The teacher want to teach the student, autism student, to take a shower. So they brought him to take a shower on around 10 o'clock because they scheduled the class for the daily living skills. So this is not the time that the kid need to go to take a shower, right? When they need to take a shower?
Early.
When after they wake up, right? After they gone to the pool, after that so we have to teach at the real life environment, not different, not the real life. Though we just created, he yelling or he screaming, he scream. The teaching, the activity, I mean the teaching never happened. So we need to build a trust first and make understand what they how do they feel and what kinds of needs, and then we can develop in the plan. So we go a little bit. I'll go next slide, please. So, like our king speech, our King Lamanai, the previous king, he said that in Thai we call the เข้าถึงเข้าใจแล้วก็พัฒนาเข้าถึง is mean we need to building trust, we need to and then we make understanding, and then after that we can develop the plan. So when we work with the people, so we need to build trust first. So we need to empathy, skill, student feeling, suffering, anxiety, how the parent, and then we can build the trust, and then we can make understand how to make understanding the impact of having disability on learning and daily living, and they have a special needs, strength, interest, preference, how about their environment, learning style. We need to understand, and then we can develop a plan, develop an IEP, ITP to help them to be able to access, participate, and progress in curriculum. And not only when we develop the plan for our students, we have to develop the plan for our the stakeholder as well. So what kind and activity, material, and then accessible technology. When we develop, we need to think that all those things, that accessible technology, participation, school life. So when we first thing we need to build a trust and make understand, and then develop the plan. This is a good strategy. I think for my almost 40 years, I think that for working with a student with special needs, if you make understand this 3 steps, you will be the better. I believe for myself, I can be the better teacher when I work with students with a disability. Do you have any question? Yeah, you can use it if you think that it's easy and it's a real life. You have any question? You're so quiet, huh? Because okay, next slide, please.
We are concentrate.
Okay, good.
Concentrate.
Next slide. We're going to on this workshop. We're going to use a focus transition focused education by using the person-centered planning. So person-centered planning is the process that helps students with disability plan for their future, while also promoting self-determination. And PCP helps students with the more significant disability who need an alternative to traditional approach in order to convey their strengths, preference, interests, and needs. So I think this is a approach that very appropriate for us to work with those kids. And PCP is a team approach, and to assist the individual is in identifying, in defining and reaching his or her goals, and the team collaboration through informal. I'm not going to introduce you the formal, because I know that psychology is very good in informal, but we're going to use informal strategy to identify the person priority and exit assist the individual in attending his or her self-determination quality of life. So next please, I will, and we're going to use MAP as the needs assessment tool. MAP is a making action plan developed by Marsha Forrest, Jack Pierpoint, and John O'Brien in 1980. MAP is a planning process used by team to help a student plan for their futures. The plans are built up on student dreams, fears, strengths, interests, and needs. And it is direct and guided by the student and family, and is facilitated by the team members. So we need to find out who's going to be the facilitator for the making a map. Have you heard about the map before?
No.
No. If you go to the website, on transition website, you see a lot of they're using the map. They're drawing a picture, but I just touch a little bit, and we're going to use this for create the curriculum for our students. Next, please. So the map is a process, is based on student needs and student participation. Also, map is providing a structure format that help with the task of gathering information. Like when we're doing a needs assessment, we use a map as a tool to gather the information for the transition plan that is an integrate part of the IEP. If you see that you have IEP, if you look at the ITP transition plan, individual transition plan is a part of the IEP. It is that make the IEP more complete, like a jigsaw. The last piece of the jigsaw of the IEP is a ITP. So could you go back? Yeah. So we will go to the we don't have much time now. Let's go to the we need to understand who our student. Sometimes when you look at the picture, you see the iceberg. You can see, oh, my student have the autism, my student have the CP, my student have hearing impairment or blind, but underneath that, under the water, they have many things that you need to understand. They might have a talent or gifted. What they like, they might have a sensory process issue. They might have the health issue. They might have the behavior. They might have a communication challenge. So we need to understand about our student. Next slide, please. So how to understand our student? So we need to understand the student identity. So identity, we included the trait, strengths, challenge, disability, and student team. So we need to understand our student. These things make our student different from other.
Yeah.
This is this identity. So we need to understand our student. That you said before at the beginning that we need to understand our student. Next slide, please. Trait is a characteristic or feature of quality of the person who is in what is the student's skills, interests, like and dislike, favorite activities. So we need to understand yourself. What is your characteristic? When we look at yourself, what is the quality of yourself? Quality of when you're with different people, different person, they have different quality of life, right? Different age, different people, different environment. So we need to understand their characteristic. So interest, likes and dislike, favorite activity. Like why we need to understand the thing they like. If you remember that, if we want to create the situation that to help our student learning about the choice making. So if we know that he liked very much on something, and he do not like something, we compare, we show them two things, and them can make the decision. And this is only simple activity. So our traits that make us look and act differently from each other. Somebody is some of my students is an artist. He doesn't have the hand, but he can be the artist. And his picture is worldwide. He has a worldwide customer. So I cannot buy his picture because he's already been ordered already. So somebody is an athlete, somebody is a swimmer or running the marathon. Do you have any question? Just jump in. Go next, please. So this is a group discussion. Can you put your you've been working with your student? Can you share with us? You just think back to your student. Give us the sharing the trait of your student. One or more, one or two or three things, please.
Oh, one of our autism student.
Yeah.
He loved to draw.
He loved to draw. Yes.
And very organized.
No, very organized. Good.
Creative.
What else?
Creative.
Creative. Yeah.
Singing.
Oh, good singer, huh? He might want to be the singer.
We have one of.
What else?
Yes. Oh.
Okay. Yes.
Cook.
What?
They love to bake.
Oh, love to bake. Yeah. He like to be he could bake. Huh?
Yes. Can.
Okay. Good. Okay. Oh yeah. Go to the next slide, please. Yeah. And the second thing is strengths. I think that you do well or that easy for you to do. Strength also make you unique and can be important part of your identity. Everyone has strength. So when I told you before that very often when the teacher doing the student needs assessment and they found that a lot of weakness, the parent, if you look if you be a parent, you already know that your child has a lot of weakness, but you want to see that his strengths or his or she's strengths. You want to see your child's strength, so you need to find out more more on strengths. So I have a good memory. So you still have a good memory. I like music. They play the music very good. I like cooking. I am a good listener. Like one of my when I was in Perkins, one of my students, she in a wheelchair. He cannot move. Very hard to move her hands. She move only. He can lift her hand only on the right arm, right hand. So, and we found that she can take out of her tongue. So we use that to be to use as a tool for her to communicate. So we decided when she want to say no, she just stick out her tongue. I want to no, I want. So we give something that she doesn't like. So she say no by use put take out the tongue. And when she say yes, she just raise her hand and they say yes. So we need to find something that they can do. So she can do that to make strength. Some kids they cannot do anything, just smiling when they meet the people her no. So that is a strength. So we need to find out. Next slide, please. So identify strength of your student. Look at your student that you think that she has or he has a lot of weakness before. Now you make a different picture. Put the strength on her or him.
They can draw in details.
Oh,
good. They can use a computer.
Wow, nice. What
Not
else?
of all. Good memory. Okay. Thank you.
What else? How about the very severe student that you be looking we watching there? Do you have any strength?
They can brush their teeth for the severe one.
Oh, good. So this is strength is when we try to create our we need to activity, or when we're teaching the student, we need to build from their strength. Don't start with in my country we used to start with the weakness, so we try to improve their weakness. So it's never happened. So we need to, when Dr. Kenny said that we need to focus on the child ability, child strength first, and if we start from there. We used to have the very popular singer in our country. She cannot read, and she gone to the school, and school said, "Oh, you stupid, you cannot read." So when she met the songwriter, he taught her how to sing a song. After that, she become the most popular folk song in our country. She is very, very good, but she cannot read. So at the teacher look at the weakness, but the songwriter look at her strength, because she got a good voice. She got a good voice, and she very good in memory. So they taught her how to sing a song. She became a very good singer, very popular singer. Next slide, please. So challenge. Sometimes we call the weakness. So I don't like the weakness. So we call the challenge. Challenge is something that you struggle or to understand or to do. Everyone has different challenges or thing that you don't like. Some skills are hard to develop and may require too much work. Like some kids, I hate math. I don't get my homework done on time. It's hard time to stay focused on tasks, right? You have the kids have this challenge. So you need to create. If you start like my student, he don't like to be in the classroom. We start. You remember the kid who like to shooting the gun? So I brought him to the classroom and I try to play game with the gun playing, and he can sit in the my goal was he can sit on the chair for 15 minutes. So he play with me with the game, so he can sit down, and then we a little bit change to the classroom activity. So he can sit longer, and he can do what we want him to do. So we need to look back to the strength when we look at the challenge. We know where there are challenge, but we need to start with the strength. Next slide, please. If you have any questions, just ask. So the strength and challenge that they put into two category, two part. The first is a hard skill and the soft skill. Both are important for student success. So when we look at your curriculum, you need to sometimes difficult to see which one is a hard skill, which one is a soft skill. So today we're going to help you to make your curriculum more clear on the hard skill and the soft skill. Next slide, please. The hard skill is other learning skill or training that students need for job or career. So this definition, this is from I got from the from your curriculum, that like you have a math, science, computer, writing, and you have a food preparation, culinary skills, hospitality services, retail service, or horticulture and art and craft. That all this hard skill. The people to need to do work. This is all the hard skill. Go to the next slide, please. This is a soft skill. Soft skill is an interpersonal or people skills, like a communication, communicate properly, understanding and dealing with some with emotions, manner to conduct a good relationships, pay attention, being on time, being responsible, being a team player, being organized, follow the direction, complete the task. So many things that you need to clarify. What is a soft skill that is important for student success in the your curriculum? Next slide, please.
Okay.
Now you know your student strength and challenge. Now we have a group discussion. For the strengths, can you define what a hard skill that you remember the strength and you told me before? Your student skill, your student strength, you told me before that. Which one is a hard skill? Which one is soft skill? If we categorize, which one is a hard skill? Which one is a soft skill? Can you share with us?
Hard skills, maybe ability to read, ability to count.
Yeah, it's a hard skill, right?
Yes.
Something
Doing
that you can
maths.
measure.
Doing
Math,
science.
computer skills.
Yeah,
Cooking.
cooking, baking, right? And for the soft skill, what for the soft skill?
Decision making.
Decision making, yeah. What else?
Problem solving.
Problem solving.
Pay attention.
Pay attention. Yeah, pay attention. What else?
Understand the direction and
Understand the direction. It's good one.
showing emotion.
Social
Showing
skill.
But yeah, yes.
Showing emotion.
Ability to socialize.
What else?
Social
It's good.
skill.
What when you saw talking a social skill, yeah, it is a soft skill, right? but social skill that very general. So if you specific about the social skill, can you specific the social skill?
Tadi kawannya share-nya tadi.
Be with other, right? Get along with other. Okay, good. I think
Make
good.
friends.
Make friend, yeah. Work with the team, right? Okay. Next slide, please. So for the challenge, which one is the hard skill and which one is soft skill? In your about your student, just think about your student. Which one is the hard skill? Which one is soft skill? If you under the challenge or weakness.
Stay on task.
They don't stay on task. They don't stay on task, right?
The focus itu.
Not focusing.
Don't focusing. Which one? Soft skill or hard skill?
Soft skills.
Soft skill, yeah. What else is soft skill and or hard skill? What else?
Hard skill. Hard skills. They skip a step. Skip step.
Skip a step is which one? Soft skill or hard skill?
Hard skill.
Soft skill. They need to follow the direction, follow the routine, right? To finish the task.
Yes.
That's all the soft skill. But the hard skill, what is that? If you think about your skill that you're going to teach your student, like
maybe
food preparation. Yeah. Maybe what?
Maybe he only like to cook nasi goreng apa? Fried rice. They don't like to mie goreng and noodles.
Only love certain subjects or certain activity.
I cannot hear. Sorry.
Only like certain activity or
Certain
subject.
activity.
So only like certain is a like or dislike, but how about the skill? We're talking about the skills. Like I don't have I cannot like I cannot swim but I cannot do a butterfly swim when we teach a sport. I cannot do a butterfly swim. I cannot when we teach the kid food preparation. I cannot turn on the
Water.
Turn on the water. This is all the hard skill. I cannot set the table. I cannot make a bed sheet. That's all the hard skill. I cannot use the fork and spoon. I cannot use the knife. I cannot. That's all the hard skill.
You
Right?
cannot use computer.
Yeah.
Cannot use calculators.
Yes, it is a hard skill.
Well, the tips that it might be a little bit easy to identify hard skill and soft skill is that hard skills usually produce the concrete results. Soft skill usually produce abstract results. So if they are the soft hard skill, the student doing hard skill, you will see the concrete outputs or results. Like the student cannot turn the lights on, the light is off, right? So it's very concrete result for you to see. If the student are not able to address themselves, so it's very concrete. So for soft skill, it's like abstract or something in inner. So for example, student are not be able to communicate properly. So yeah, you cannot see the concrete, right? But you will understand that the students are not able to appropriately communicate. Yeah, something like that. It might not be 100% true, but it's kind of tips for you to examine or identify the soft and hard skills. I think.
Okay, thank you very much. So let's go to the next slide, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think you understand the hard skill and soft skill. So for you help you make more understanding. So I have another activity. Which of these challenges will make it harder for a student to reach the goal? Can you share with us? Just think about your student. Which of this challenge? You should put the challenge that will make it. It doesn't matter hard skill or soft skill. The challenge that will make it hard for student to reach the goal. If you want the kid need to want to be the good and hospitality yeah.
No, making bad.
The challenge.
What
Example, one challenge cannot making a bed.
This is a challenge. Why they cannot making a bed? What is challenge? So that you might think about the soft skill. The hard skill is making a bed, right? The soft skill maybe they don't know the step, right? The step of the they do not follow through the direction, so they don't know the step, right? Just give you the example. What else? If the goal of our student to be the hospitality, what else? In your curriculum.
Cleaning the bathroom.
Cleaning the bathroom. Why the challenge?
Because because he maybe he don't want to enter the bathroom.
Yeah, they don't want to enter the bathroom. So this is the one thing that you need to concern, that they don't want. If they might this boy, they might the goal is to be to work this area might not be appropriate for him, because he doesn't want to go to the bathroom. So we need to think about, if you understand what they like, what they don't like, and what their interests, what their abilities. So this is to help you to create the curriculum for to build the goal, create the goal for your student, and create the curriculum. So what else? So this is a very important activity, that if you understand the challenge and we need to identify first, and then we can improve. So what else?
What else?
A fear of hair cutting because the student is afraid of scissor.
You make it harder for students. Which of this challenge will make it harder?
Challenges.
Well, what challenge?
What challenge?
Challenges. Kalau kan mengajar anak aku yang gunting lah. Dia tapi sendiri takut semua gunting.
Cakap lah.
But sometimes I just make your clarify for you that sometimes like they don't know how to use a calculator. If they said they don't know how to use, they cannot use a calculator because he doesn't have any finger. They cannot use a calculator. So it doesn't mean he cannot be he cannot meet that his or her, his goal. So we need to adapt the calculator to help them improve their skill, his skill on using the calculator. How we going to adapt the calculator? Can we use something else? So if we understand that challenge, we need to find out what alternative way, what do we need any adaptation, or do we need accommodation, or we need accessible technology to help him to be able to do the skill. Yeah. And after that, you need to identify who can help the student to improve that challenge. Yeah, this is yeah. So you need to identify, and you can make some challenge. You need like a behavior. You are in the psychology. I think that you know that work at the team more important. So do you have any question on this?
No.
No. Okay. Next slide, please.
Before going to next slide, just want to add on a little bit. Make sure that you are able to differentiate between strengths, weaknesses versus likes and dislikes. Because as I listening to your discussions, watching the bathroom, for example, this is kind of like and dislike. If your program is required student, the big issue is like cleaning. Cleaning is a skill, but like to clean or dislike to clean is a like and dislike. So cleaning the bathroom probably something student dislike to do because whatever. But cleaning is a skill that students should have, right? So if they are not able to clean, this is probably a challenge. So we need to improve, if you want to improve them, the cleaning skill, but they may not like to clean the bathroom because it's smelly or blah, blah, blah. So make sure that you understand correctly how to differentiate between strength, weaknesses versus like and dislike.
I think this is a good one. Thank you. This is a good point. So when we create the job, when we decide the job for our student, we need to know our student first. Okay, thank you. Go to the next slide, please. So we need to categorize student skill. If you go back, look at your curriculum and look at your student, the important skill that have not been developed yet. So the important, what is the, are there any important skill that student never been developed yet, or don't have in your curriculum, and a skill that student is still developing, and a skill student does pretty well and very, very strong. So you need to categorize all the skill. Yeah. Do you have any question? Yeah, you just go back and look at your student and look at the curriculum. Okay, go next, please. So we go to do the disability. We need to look at which type of disability, how does the student disability impact on their learning, participation, and success in the PVP. And we need to look at because your student, I'm concerned about the student with severe and autism and ID. They all have the communication issue, and what kinds of accommodation is that student being used, or they don't have it. So we need to think about that. So go to next slide. We will explain more about the disability. Go next
Okay.
slide, please.
Just want to remind that there are like 10 more minutes to be 12.
Today we can we extend more 10 more minutes? Is possible?
10 minit
Because
tambahan. Okay.
okay. Give me a 10 more minutes because my mistake. A lot of hard rain in my home at my home. So how does you need to think about how does student communicate and what communication is that student being used at home, at school, with the family? How do they communicate with the teacher, with the friends? How the teacher communicate with the student? How the are they understood when the student communicate? People around them understood, or student understand what are you talking to them? What kinds of accommodation that you use in your classroom, in your program,
Sure.
for the student? And which family, what kind of communication? You need to find out more on this information at home, at school, with their friend. You need to find out more information by maybe using the observation or interview with the family, and to get this information because a very, very important way we create to make the to help our students success in your curriculum. Any question?
No.
Okay, let's go to the next slide, please. And the team, the last one is the team. Team are the people in the student life that support and influence student. To achieve the student goal, student need a team. We have I categorize to three categories. Three group of the people: education and training, employment, and education and training, and employment and life. So go next slide, please. We can go a little bit deeper. So look at the thing about the team. So in your program, do you have this team: education team, employment team, and life team? Very, very important. Like a education team, you have a teacher, director, professional, like a psychologist. What else do you have in your education team for a student? Can you share?
Support service.
Support service.
Support service officers like
Counselor.
Senko.
Oh, how nice. Yeah.
In education team.
Yeah.
For employment team,
Employment
actually,
team.
we actually is our teacher do the mostly for employment team for the attachment. We don't have job coach. We have the homeroom teacher.
But in the last in your program, the last year, you're going to play have the let the student have the experience on the workplace, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you might need to think about how
Job
to get
coach.
involved, job course, how to get involved, to get the job, the boss, I mean the company to come to involve, to maybe they come to help you create a better curriculum. I mean for the hard skill curriculum, not for the whole curriculum. I mean, if they want to be like a hot retail service, they can come to help you create the curriculum to be I mean for the hard skill to retail service, because they must be better than us. right?
Yes.
So you need
correct.
to get a collaboration from them.
Mm.
If the student want to be the person who brew the coffee, what we call Mr.
Barista.
Kanit,
Barista.
barista. Yeah, barista.
Barista.
We might get the person from Starbucks and come to create to develop the curriculum how to to be the better barista. So the teacher can go and learn how to be and then they can come and teach your students. Like we're doing here, that we work with the McDonald's. So the McDonald's will come and create a curriculum for us, and then we train our teacher, and teacher train our student, and we work together. So for the live team,
Life team, family, friends.
family, friend, maybe you have a life skill coach. I don't know that.
Don't have that one.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
next time.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah.
Very, very.
So
yes.
you need to think about the team to help. You need to find out, because everybody will work with our student. So next slide, please. So after we have we have all the information, we're going to develop a dream. How are we going to develop a dream? So we have been talking with the parent. All the process that we need to interview, talk with the parent, talk with the student. So when we understanding and make the student, what make the student unique. So now we have a dream. I put our philosophy, all the time, that we do to live, to love, to work, to play. So we create the dream, education or training dream. Education and training is mean in PVP, or they have a dream for PVP, where they have a dream to finish retail service or art and craft, or what else? And yeah, hospitality, and maybe
Food and nutrition.
yeah, he want after I don't know in the PVP that enough for some student or not. Some student they want to get more training. So maybe after they finish your PVP, now I know that I will love on the retail service. I need to get more training. So you need to make a dream for him to get a post program training. Yeah. You have anything to say?
Further training.
Yeah.
After PVP.
After PVP, yes, you need to think about that, because some student is not enough, and employer they don't I don't think they think there's enough to work with them. So they might need to get more training, or they might go to the vocational education institution after finish your program. The dream for employment, they want to be what they want to be, what they want to work. And life, about the relationship, they want to, after they can have a friend, they have more friend, they can go chatting with that friend, they can use the line to chat with. Yes, go ahead. Yeah, for the independent living, for the leisure time, so we need to think about the dream. They might have a lot of dream. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, go to next slide, please. Yeah, I'll go next slide, please. There already so they might have a dream for the PVP. I want to finish my I want to study on food preparation, culinary skill, hospitality services, retail service, horticulture or art and craft. Yeah. And after that, and independent living, what the dream. Yeah. And relationship, employment, what they want to be, free time.
and time.
Yeah, free time. Do you have any question?
No.
I think it's easy, right? When you have a dream, you just put in these parts. So next slide, please. So now we have a dream. We want to make a dream come true. So we have a dream. We have to identify a dream that student parent wants to become a goal. They might have many dreams, but you remember that their dream is today. Their dream might be changed in a months or couple months, or
Yes.
it can be happen. So we can review again. So we need to evaluate the fit. We call the evaluating the fit. The dream that if you want that dream become a goal that fit with the student trait. They fit with the strengths, fit with the student strengths, interest and skill. Like if they don't like to the bathroom, if they want the goal, I want to be the hospitality service. I work in the bathroom, or it's not going to happen. This is a fit. Evaluating the fit. It's not fit. Not fit is not going to be the goal, right? So that's become the goal that need to be appropriate and measurable and based on the student skills, strength, and interest, and most wanted by student and the parent. If you want to create a goal, you have any question?
No.
We have 5 more minutes, huh? Okay, go next slide, please. Yeah, this is sample goals. I will receive a training in the basic meal preparation and kitchen skills so that I can be more independent while I live at home with my parents. Some students want to be live with my parents, with their parents. So this is maybe their goal. I will be used use public transportation so I can live independently. I will work full-time in beauty salon as a hairstylist. They might be they have their goal is might be not in your program. So what we're going to do if they want to be the stylist, work in the beauty salon. So they just love in the beauty salon. They might not be able to do a hairstylist, and they're just helping out in the cleaning up in the salon, beauty salon, or a lot of work in there. So we need to find out. So I will obtain a job involve the computer if students like the computer. And they really love and computer, so I will obtain a job involving the computer. I will be employed in the job that involve using the head pointer to activate a machine, because the student that doesn't have a hand and he very good in computer. He can use the head pointer, put the head pointer on his head, and he can activate the machine. So you need to think about the goal. I will obtain on the job training such as the Starbucks. So like after you finish from your program, I want to be the barista. So I want to get more training on this at the Starbucks. Or he might love the smell of the coffee, so he can be to be the cleaning. He can clean the floor, mop the floor, clean the table in the Starbucks. So this is they might need get more training on the workplace or on the other center. Do you have any question?
No.
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 No. Next slide, please. So this is all the resources you can take a look later. So next slide, please.
Wait.
No, I will send to you. Don't worry, I will send to you.
Okay.
If you send me your email today, I will send you today.
Yeah, I think probably the training team will send you our PowerPoint. So we have sent all materials to the
Okay.
SEAMEO SEN.
Kami sabar naman yan.
But if you want fast, I will give you today.
Yeah,
if
sure,
you send me.
right.
Oh, next slide, please. So what next? We're going to blending the transition activity into the PVP curriculum. What skill do we train in? So next slide, please. So this is we need to. You remember when we do the needs assessment, we need to pose the right question. The outcome where we need to see from the when the kids are ending from the PVP. What is the desired outcome of the PVP? What do the students need to be able to do at the conclusion of the PVP? What skills are needed? So these are the questions that you need to go back and ask yourself about your program and the student. And when you look at the student, what skill, when you use all the tools that I gave to you, and you might have time to try out and think about the student need. So next slide, please. So we have specific, the same question. I always using the same question. And in mind, the task and the job do people with SEN like to do, and skill, and how to access, and how do we train to achieve the goal. The same question I always keep asking. So next slide, please. Next slide, please. So when we blending the transition activity into the curriculum, we're using the information to decide the curriculum. So now we have a goal, right? Remember that we need to connect with adult service, adult support service. Remember? So now we have a vision for employment. We have a vision for post PVP. The kid might need to get training and get further training. We have a vision for adult living. So now we're going to design a curriculum. We can call this, we can decide the individual curriculum, or I clarify that when we decide individual curriculum, that with your every student, that you can go back and take a look at your curriculum, and you can redesign, identify the course of study and experience that ensure students will gain the skill, hard skill and soft skill, and the competency needed to achieve their desired goal. This is how we blend we use the transition goal to and activity into the curriculum. Do you have any question? No.
Are you hungry?
Oh, we have two more slides. Go
Okay.
next, please. Very important. Go next. Go next, please. Oh, yes. I try to put the PCP to curriculum framework. So the foundation, I try to categorize your curriculum like in the foundation that we use like a Maslow theory. Social and work related skill, where is the foundation, which one is soft skill, which one hard skill that relevant to student career, and self-determination. Do we have a self-determination and daily living skill, well-being, communication, And what else that you think is important? And I put a hard skill in the middle. Hard skill that your functional academic that you decide for your student and vocational. That are like a what is food preparation is a hard skill, right? Culinary skill, hospitality service is a hard skill. You need to break those job to be the skill. Which one is the hard skill? Soft skill to be the foundation, and the top that like a self-actualization, that students need to have the social relationship. Everybody need to, when everything fine, everything okay, I have a job, I have everything, I finish I graduate my from the school, the thing that everybody need to have the social relationships and leisure skills. Like they love the music, they have time to listen to the music, they about the art, aesthetic, and the end of this framework is to live, to love, to work, to play. And yeah, something. And the other thing that you need to think about, you might need to think about the expanded core curriculum or specific disability curriculum, and what kinds of accessible technology that you need for your program, for your students, and accommodation, what kind of accommodation and adaptation that you need to provide for your program, for your student. Do you have any question? No. Oh, okay. Go next, please. Yeah, you need to look at your curriculum. So I will skip this because you know that I just recommend you to go back and look at your curriculum and try to identify. And next slide, please. Yeah, next. These are the skill, your curriculum skill. And next slide, please. Yeah, we try. This is going to be the group discussion, but I'm not going to do it now. I will do it. You can go back. You can go back and think about it. This 7 questions. This curriculum play to the strength of students with SEN, minimize their challenge. Is authentic. They have a task, clearing task, process, and setting. Have employer willing to scope the task, willing to hire several people with special needs. That I recommend to you to work with the enterprise or Starbucks. It's clear on the likely support employment model that student will likely be in. Consists of the hard and soft skill, and job coach know how to do the task completely. You might have the job shadow, to help our student. Next slide, please. You can go back, you take this picture and go back and do the homework. We can talk about it tomorrow. And you can take this picture and think about your student. You need to the thing that consider when creating a job for the SEN, how would people with SEN be good employee? Like a student with autism, they're very good in intense focus, right? They have a good concentration if they level, and they have attention into detail. They have a methodical approach, be reliable, punctual, and loyalty, and adhere to the routine procedure, have a good long-term memory, have a excellent record keeping skill. That's all the thing that we think that the good our students are good. So you take a picture and I give you the homework. to prepare for talking with us tomorrow. This is okay. Do you have any question? Any question?
No.
Go to next slide, please. This is the. Can you take this picture? This is going to be like a sample of the task that our students do very well if we give them the high expectation. Maybe you have some kid with a high function or low function. You need to think about this. Some kids were very good in the work with the repetitive tasks, like working the same thing all day long. So when we create a job for them. Next slide, please. Yeah. This is the ticket. The last one. This is my
Exit ticket.
exit ticket. Write one thing that is clear to you about today's workshop, and write one thing that is muddy or unclear to you. And this is my email address. If you send me today, I can send you the PowerPoint, and you need to send in your exit ticket as well. If you get the PowerPoint, if you send in the exit ticket. Yeah. So any question? Dr. Khanit, do you have anything to say?
No, I think it's clear for today. So yeah, if you have any questions or things like that, you can email us in advance if you want have any questions and want us to answer for tomorrow. So you can email. Let me stop my screen share and give you my email.
Okay. Do you have any question? I'm sorry for the technical problem, because in Bangkok now, we in my area, it's a lot of rain. So they might have some technical problem. And if you don't have any question, please take a look at the. I will send you the PowerPoint, and if you have any question, you can ask me tomorrow. And I hope you have a good day, good afternoon, have a good lunch.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm also send you my email in the chat box. So if you don't get my PowerPoint from SEAMEO SEN, so you can also email me, so I can send my PowerPoint that presented yesterday. And also more than happy to share any information. Okay.
Before I forget that, take a look at the worksheet number 2, and you can do as much as you can. And we'll talk tomorrow. Okay, you have a good afternoon. Thank you very much.